Hello and welcome to a new video. Today it's me admitting I made a bit of a boo-boo with my scheduling. So every 3 months I post my anticipated releases for the next quarter. So in March, back in March, cast your minds back, you might recall I never posted an anticipated releases video for April to June. So that's what this video is going to be, a very delayed one. There's actually not a lot on this list because there wasn't actually that many books coming out in those 3 months that I was interested in. But I have picked the books. Some of them I already own the books. Some of them I've already read the books. So we're just going to go through very quickly the releases for April, May and June 2023 that I was anticipating. Or am anticipating, because it is only May. So in April there was only 2, and the first one was Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. This, I'm actually currently reading this, and that's why it was an anticipated read for me. I'm going to read you the blurb. Edison Rooker isn't sure what to expect when he enters the office of Antonia Hex, the powerful sorceress who runs a call centre for magical emergencies. He doesn't have much experience with hexes or curses. Heck, he doesn't even have magic, but he does have a plan to regain access to the magical world that he lost when his grandmother passed. Antonia is intimidating, but she gives him a job and a new name, Rook, both of which he's happy to accept. Now all Rook has to do is keep his Spellbinder, an illegal magical detection device hidden from the Magical Consortium, and contend with Sun, the grumpy and annoyingly cute apprentice to Antonia's rival colleague Fable. But dealing with their competition isn't so bad. Sun seems to pop up more and more, and Rook seems to mind less and less. But when the Consortium gets wind of Rook's Spellbinder, they come for Antonia. All alone, Rook runs to the only other magical person he knows, Sun. Except Fable has also been attacked, and now Rook and Sun have no choice but to work together to get their mentors back, or face losing their magic forever. The thing about F.T. Lukens is that they just have this way of creating these characters that you cannot help but fall in love with, and I just want to wrap them both up in bubble wrap and protect them from the world. They are adorable, and there's rep in this. There is rep in this. There are 2 non-binary characters. And I just love everything about this book. And I've not even finished it yet. And then the other April release was Cursed Crowns by Catherine Dorr and Catherine Webber. I'm not going to read you the blurb for this one, but look at that edition. But I will read you the blurb for the first book, which was Twin Crowns. So, 2 sisters, 1 crown. Princess Rose Valhart is heir to the throne of Ina. Trained from birth to fear the witches that killed her parents, she would do anything to defend her kingdom. Stolen from the palace at birth, Wren Greenrock is the secret sister no one knows about. She plots to usurp the princess in order to protect the witches of Ulthar who raised her. In the battle for the crown of Ina, where will your allegiances lie? This was a 5-star for me when I read it, so I'm very much excited for the sequel. So next we move on to May. So this actually came out on the 2nd of May, and I do have a physical arc. I have not got to it yet. I am a terrible person, I know. But it is Margo Zimmerman Gets the Girl by Brianna R. Shrum and Sarah Waxelbaum. So the blurb for this is, Margo Zimmerman is gay, but she didn't know until now. An overachiever at heart, Margo is determined to ace her newly discovered gayness. All she needs is the right tutor. Abby Sokoloff has her own gayness down to a science, but a flunking grade in US history is threatening her acceptance to her dream school. All she needs is the right tutor. Margo agrees to help Abby get her history grade up in exchange for Queer 101 lessons, but as they spend more and more time together, Margo realises she doesn't want just any girl, she wants the girl. This is queer, it's YA, I'm here for it. Then on the 11th of May, we have Gwen and Arthur Not in Love by Lex Croucher. This one sounds so good. So the blurb for this is, it's been hundreds of years since King Arthur's reign. His descendant, Arthur, a future lord and general gadabout, has been betrothed to Gwendolen, the quick-witted, short-tempered princess of England, since birth. The only thing they can agree on is that they despise each other. They're forced to spend the summer together at Camelot in the run-up to their nuptials, and within 24 hours, Gwen has discovered Arthur kissing a boy, and Arthur has gone digging for Gwen's childhood diary and found confessions about her crush on the kingdom's only lady knight, Bridget Leclerc. Realising they might make better allies than enemies, they make a reluctant pact to cover for each other, and as things heat up at the annual royal tournament, Gwen is swept off her feet by her knight, and Arthur takes an interest in Gwen's royal brother. Like, this just sounds so queer and just perfect, and I'm already obsessed. I didn't actually pre-order this one, but I am going to be trying to get my hands on it ASAP, because it is currently the 10th when I'm filming this. Next up, also on May the 11th, but I already have a physical copy of this, is Broken Hearts and Zombie Parts by William Hussey. I managed to get this in Waterstones in Newcastle like a week and a half ago. So they put these out very early, because according to, unless I've got the release date wrong, but that's what Goodreads said. But the blurb for this is, Jesse Spark has a broken heart, and in a few short weeks he'll require major surgery to repair it, which means he only has a month to accomplish two almost impossible tasks. 1, shoot his epic zombie movie on a shoestring budget to help him get into film school, and 2, fall in love before this surgery lands him with a huge scar, because how will anyone ever fancy him after that? And then the first little like blurbed thing is a savagely funny romance about body image, self-acceptance and falling in love. And I love that, and I'm very excited to read this. And then the final May book is actually Painted Devils by Margaret Owen, which is a sequel. So I'm not going to read you the blurb for that. I'm going to read you the blurb for the first book, which is Little Thieves. Once upon a time, there was a horrible girl. Vanya Schmidt knows that no gift is freely given, not even a mother's love. The adopted goddaughter of death and fortune, Vanya has long made her own way in the world as the dutiful servant of Princess Giselle. Until a year ago, when her otherworldly mothers demanded payment for their care, and Vanya decided to steal her future back by stealing Giselle's life. With the help of an enchanted string of pearls, Vanya transformed into her former mistress and took her place, leaving the real Giselle a penniless nobody. Now, Vanya leads a lonely but lucrative double life as princess and jewel thief, charming the nobility while emptying their coffers to fund her great escape. Until one heist away from her freedom, Vanya crosses the wrong god and is cursed to turn into jewels stone by stone. With a feral guardian half-god, Giselle's sinister fiancé, and an over-eager junior detective on her tail, Vanya has just 2 weeks to pull off her biggest grift yet, or she risks losing more than her freedom. She could lose her life. This was incredible, and I am so incredibly excited for this. Like, so much. And then I currently only have 2 June books that I am anticipating. And the first one is a sequel, and it is The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson. This is due to come out on the 8th of June, and like with the others, I'm going to read you the blurb to the first book, not this one. Hidden among us is a secret coven of witches. Known as Her Majesty's Royal Coven, they protect crown and country from magical forces and otherworldly evil, but their greatest enemy will come from within. There are whisperings of a prophecy that will bring the coven to its knees, and 4 best friends are about to be caught at the centre. Will Helena, Neve, Leonie and Elle be able to stop the prophecy before it's too late, or will the differences that have seen them grow apart since childhood be too great to overcome? Life as a modern witch was never simple, but now it's about to get apocalyptic. This was incredible. I like with the others that are sequels. I cannot wait for this one. And I'm actually reading this in June. It's on my June TBR. And then the final June book comes out on the 13th of June. And this is a book I've already read. I've already given 5 stars. I absolutely love the publisher for gifting me an e-arc of this. It is, of course, Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. My most anticipated book of the year, and it did not disappoint. I will be shocked if anything beats this out to #1 spot for the year. I don't see it happening at all. But the blurb for this. The many lives of theoretical physicist Elsie Hanaway have finally caught up with her. By day, she's a professor, toiling away at grading labs and teaching thermodynamics in the hopes of landing tenure. By other day, Elsie makes up for her non-existent paycheck by offering her services as a fake girlfriend, tapping into her expertly honed people-pleasing skills to embody whichever version of herself the client needs. Honestly, it's a pretty sweet gig until her carefully constructed Elsie-verse comes crashing down. Because Jack Smith, the annoyingly attractive and broody older brother of her favourite client, turns out to be the cold-hearted experimental physicist who ruined her mentor's career and undermined the reputation of theorists everywhere. And that same Jack who now sits on the hiring committee at MIT, right between Elsie and her dream job. Elsie is prepared for an all-out war of scholarly sabotage, but those long penetrating looks, not having to be anything other than her true self when she's with him, will falling into an experimentalist orbit finally tempt her to put her most guarded theories on love into practice. When I tell you this book is everything, I mean it. To the point, I am still wondering if I love it more than Love Hypothesis. I am going to have to reread it and try and figure that out because I have read Love Hypothesis a lot. So there was my very delayed anticipated releases for April, May and June 2023. I will try and be on time next time, and I apologise for not getting these to you sooner. Like, it's really bad. I don't think I've ever forgotten to do a video like this before. I am sorry. I know in the grand scheme of things it does not matter, but still, I feel bad that I forgot this. But anyway, if there are any anticipated releases that came out in April, May or June that you would like to share with me, let me know in the comments below. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.